It's 1 o'clock, so I'm going to introduce myself and we'll get started. If you guys can introduce yourself and where you're located, that would be awesome. It's kind of weird for me to be talking to my computer screen, but I know you guys can all hear me out there, so that's cool. My name is Gita, and I have my own food blog, and I also teach plant-forward cooking classes within the community. We do team building and corporate events, so kind of cool. Like I said, I'm a little bit nervous here, but excited at the same time. Hi, Nina. Hi, Sejal Bobby. See you guys. Hey, there's my mom. Hi. So anyway, a little bit nervous, but at the same time, I'm really excited. This is my first Facebook Live event, and I'm just so grateful to have this platform to be able to share what works for me in my kitchen with you and your family, since we are kind of all maybe mainly bound to the house, limited on our grocery runs even. So want to be able to hopefully be able to share what works for me. Since this is my first time and you all are my virtual guinea pigs, just please excuse any technical glitches. If you can't hear me, comment whether you want me to move my camera one way or another. This is kind of a work in progress, and hopefully it'll just get better over time. Definitely turn up the volume. Hopefully you guys can hear okay. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear okay. Basically, for the next 30 to 45 minutes, I hope to share some of the ingredients that are in my pantry, in my refrigerator, that I use to come up with meals so that I don't have to be running to the grocery store, every 2 days if I don't need to, especially during this craziness that's going on in the world. So I know more people have joined, so please feel free. And if you can, I encourage you to introduce yourself and tell us where you're from. We've got Sobna Masi. Hi there. Hi, Arya. Anyway, so I think that the ingredients that I have on hand are essential, they're hearty, and they're perfect to make a complete meal any day for breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to end off by creating and transforming quinoa into a delicious meal and something that we go to quite often in our household. So I want this to be interactive. Definitely ask questions. Hi, Taruna, how are you? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. So at the end, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and transform quinoa into just something that's hearty, delicious, tasty, because we all know plain quinoa can be a little bit boring. Don't forget to vote if you want me to make Asian quinoa or Italian quinoa. So let me know that. And I'm also breaking the rules. I'm not really memorized, I don't have anything memorized. I'm using notes. I'm human, right? So definitely bear with me, and thank you all for supporting me. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions. And so let's just get started. I don't want to overwhelm you. I'm all about lists. I love lists. I love writing things down. So I thought it would be helpful if I just sort of broke everything down into categories. So basically what I have in my pantry, my refrigerator, my spice cabinet is basically going to be broken into these following sections. I see Arya wants Italian, Taruna wants Italian. So I know some people have said Asian. So let's just wait till the end when we get to it, and then we'll figure out what we're making. So my categories of what the items that I have, the ingredients I have on hand, are basically breakfast, grains, lentils and beans, packaged foods, oils, sauces and seasonings, and believe it or not, veggies that will stay good for up to 3 months. So these are all the things that I try to have on hand, especially during this craziness when we want to limit our interaction, when we want to limit our trips to the grocery store. I'm hoping that this will be helpful. Again, don't be shy about commenting, asking questions. Hi, Dara, how are you? Hey, Ruchi. I see Nina said Italian, so there's another one for Italian. I think our vote's kind of going up to the Italian there. So again, don't be shy to ask questions. So let me start with breakfast. That was our first category. Here we go. These are, this is oatmeal. There's many different types of oatmeals. I personally like the quick 1 minute oats because it's quick. It's a minute, it's done, and we can get on our day. So definitely oatmeal is a staple item. There's cornflakes and Raisin Brans, all, you know, relatively healthy. I feel like, you know, versus, you know, Frosty Flakes or whatever. That's definitely a good one. Kodiak cakes. It's something that's just kind of, I guess, came on the market recently, I would say a few years ago, but it is such a good go-to. You can make waffles out of this, pancakes out of this. Let's see here. Half a cup makes about 3 pancakes, and that has 14 grams of protein. So I think that's also great. I see that Ruchi said would love a session with kids. I think that's a great idea, especially right now when they're all off of school and we want to, you know, keep them occupied. Definitely. Hey, Nimisha, I see you. How are you? Hi, Bio. All right, so breakfast items. Perfect. If you guys have any go-tos also, please feel free to comment. I want to learn. We all want to learn from each other. I think this is important that we come together as a community. The next category is grains. So, I mean, white rice is just a staple. It's, as an Indian growing up, we had rice almost every day with all of our meals. It's hearty, it's filling, and you can pair it with things like lentils. You can throw eggs in there. I mean, there are many ways to make it more nutritious than just keeping it white rice. So I always have white rice on hand. I also have brown rice on hand. And then my favorite, as most of you know, is quinoa. There's so much you can do with quinoa. It's so versatile and so nutritious and so hearty. And a little bit goes a long way, which I love. So that's that. Millet is another one that's one of my favorites to keep on hand in the pantry at all times. Millet is sort of looks very similar. Let me show you to quinoa, but it just has a little bit of a different taste. And you can again throw lentils in there, make it like the Indian comfort food called khichdi. You can throw veggies in there as well. So much you can do with this as well. So I said, Adara says that her cousin Barb is watching from Philly. That's awesome. And my father-in-law just joined. Hi, Dad. So, and then I also have the kids. If you hear some weird noises, like my husband said, he's going to start making some weird noises to distract me. That's him. And then my kids said they might come and distract me by coming to get some food. So it's all right. It's a family event. We're all in this together. Hi, Rekha. How are you? So Rohan, if you can come and move these over there for me. I have Rohan. Well, you know, might as well put them to work, right? So as far as, and the other thing I wanted to explain with millet and quinoa and things like that, millet is gluten-free. White rice, brown rice, quinoa, it's all gluten-free. So definitely something to consider. Half a cup of millet has 10 grams of protein. That's huge. And it's so filling. It's such a comfort food. Quinoa also, 1 cup has 8 grams of protein. So really nutritious stuff. Thank you, Rekha. Thanks for the nice shout out and comment. The next category, so we've covered breakfast, we've covered grains. So the next one is beans/lentils. And I'm actually going to take you on a little field trip to my pantry. This is my pantry. And these are all the different lentils that I have on hand, lentils and beans. So you see that, you know, I do stock up on the lentils. I think they're very nutritious and hearty. They have good carbs, good protein. So definitely something. So let me show you what I have. This is called tuvar dal. It's, I guess you could call it yellow pigeon peas. This is available at the Indian store. But if you don't have an Indian store nearby you, that's okay. Hi, Amita. I'm glad you could join. So if you don't have an Indian store by you, it's okay. Amazon sells the stuff. You can get it online. There's Indian grocery stores online as well. So also, even at your regular, for example, Fry's I've seen red lentils there. So you can cook them the same way. So that's beans. Here's another one of my favorites, garbanzo beans. This is a powerhouse of versatility, of nutrition. It's just amazing. I usually soak these overnight. I cook them in the Instant Pot in big batches, and I can make chana masala out of them. I can throw them in my salad. We can throw them in soup. We can make hummus out of it. It's so versatile. And I mean, chickpeas are just packed with protein. Hi, Ba. My husband's grandmother, so the kid's great grandmother, is also watching this on Facebook Live. So that's so exciting. Can you guys hear me okay? I know Nina says you can't hear me. So please send me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you can't hear. So if you can't hear, thumbs down. If you can hear, thumbs up. I also keep pinto beans on hand. These are great because, again, the kids love Mexican. We can throw them in soups and chilies. I can just have them made, and we can, oh good, I am glad that you guys can hear. I can have a batch made at the beginning of the week, and well, when the kids were going to school, this was a perfect snack, because we would just literally make quesadillas or a quick batch of nachos right after school. So that also is Nina, I'm glad you got your problem fixed. Awesome. This is basically like a 13 bean mix. It's got kidney beans, it's got lentils. I actually did buy this at Fry's. I'm sure they have it at Whole Foods and Sprouts everywhere. So thanks, Dara. I'm glad you can hear as well. But this is great to make chili out of. It's got all kinds of different beans, very nutritious as well. So I do always keep that on hand. And along with refried beans, we're a house divided. Some of us like refried beans and some of us like black beans. So I do always keep black beans on hand as well. So those are all the beans. Hi, Rena. I'm so glad you could join. So we've got all the different beans. Like I said, you can either get them at the grocery stores, you can get them at the Indian store, you could get them at on Amazon, online, all that. So why don't you, at this point, I would like to you guys to sort of chime in. Let me know Kaya, you can come up here. That's my daughter hiding down there. But you can chime in and tell me, what is your go-to? What are some things, what are some staple beans or lentils that you keep? What are some things? I always struggle with breakfast. So if you guys can chime in with some breakfast staples, that would be awesome. And the other thing is, everything doesn't have to be, oh, I got to soak it overnight. Oh, if you want to go grab canned chickpeas, that's perfectly okay. Canned black beans. In fact, during this craziness that's been going on, not only do I have the dried versions, I also have the canned versions, just to have. I feel like I just kind of need to be a little bit prepared here. So, so that's that. Kaya, can you move these over to that, please? Thank you. The next category that I'll cover is packaged foods. So, I mean, this is just, what kid and adult doesn't love pasta? So I do always have pasta on hand along with pasta sauce. And then this is another one of my favorites. This is available at Costco. Amita says red kidney beans and green lentils. Ooh, I love kidney beans. Those are, they're so good. I don't think I make them enough, but definitely a good reminder of that. Sejal Bobby says moong dal, oh, one of my favorites. So just a quick story about moong dal. Kea, can you actually hang on one second? So this is moong dal. And just a funny story, I love these so much, and I think I ate them so much growing up that my grandfather said, now remember I'm Indian, and you know, back in the day they believed in like, providing a dowry and sending something off with the daughter to the in-laws house. My grandfather said he would actually pack a big old bag of moong dal for me because he knew that that's all I would eat. So this I love. Broth and pasta, yes. Hi, Tej. Hi, Nirali. Hi, Heto. Okay, so we've got the pasta. We have, so this was it. Brown rice and millet noodles, gluten-free. This is available at Costco. And it's just, you can make it Asian, you can make it Italian, and it cooks really fast. So I do love these. I think they're a little bit healthier than just the regular ramen noodles that we would get. So along with brown rice millet noodles, there's this thing that was available at Costco for a while. I haven't seen the exact, I know they have different variations of, I believe it's called Seeds of Change. They made these brown rice and quinoa packets. The one at Costco now has amaranth in it as well, but I think you can get the brown rice quinoa packets, the Seeds of Change brand, at your local grocery store. But those are great too because they come in pouches. You literally can cook it on your in your microwave. Hi, Salima. Hi, Mary. You can definitely just cook it in the microwave and then saute veggies and throw it in there. Makes just a great meal, just a nice quick meal. So those are just some of the packaged foods that I like to cook with. Then I also want to, what I also keep on hand, and I love Costco for this because we're a big family and we go through quite a bit of it, is the different oils. So definitely we have avocado oil olive oil on hand, but avocado oil is something that I've been cooking with over the past few years. I've almost exclusively switched to avocado oil, but I do always have that stocked. I do keep sesame oil when I want to make Asian. It just gives it such a nice nutty flavor. And as far as cooking sprays go, there's obviously the Pam cooking spray, but now Costco's got the avocado cooking spray, if you guys can see that. There you go. Yes, Richie, I think that's a great suggestion. I will follow up with this with a post on Warrior in the Kitchen. If you guys don't follow me on Warrior in the Kitchen, and either on Facebook and Instagram. You can also subscribe to my newsletter at warriorinthekitchen.com, and I will definitely put together a list categorized. I'll also include some of your suggestions, and we'll put together a list that basically goes over what I keep on hand. So the two different oils as well. And then there's a bunch of, so these are sort of all of the, okay, I know we're talking plant-based and plant forward, but these are sort of the meat and potatoes of your dish, right? Like your base, your lentils, your grains, things like that. But what do you do with that? Well, you want to add flavor. How do you get that flavor? And so I do have a bunch of things that I keep on hand. Reka says she started picking up avocado oil and spray, avocado spray from Costco. Definitely, that's a good choice there. So here are some other almost kind of like random things that I, but also staples. I've got the pasta sauce. This is from Costco as well. As you can tell, I do love Costco. But Victoria's, and what I love about this is it's got all the ingredients that are on here, there, are ones that you can pronounce. And I love that. So if I don't have time to make my own sauce, this is definitely the next best alternative. And it just tastes so yummy. Tahini paste is another one that I have on hand because we go through hummus like it's going to go out of style. And we just go through so much hummus. So as you can see, I bought this big tub and we're down here. So either I'm going to be making my own tahini sauce, or, hi Maya, I'm glad to hear that Victoria's is your favorite too. We love it. Tahini sauce is a good one for hummus. I do also always have soy sauce on hand for my Asian cooking. And I have taco sauce on hand. I do make my own enchilada sauce. And this is kind of a conversation for a whole nother time. We do avoid artificial food coloring. We realize that enchilada sauce, the canned enchilada sauce, actually has red number 40, which we were surprised, but because we pretty much have eliminated food coloring from our diet, we make a lot of our things from scratch. And one of the things is enchilada sauce. So this taco sauce gives it a nice kick and a nice flavor. Taco seasoning, always great to have on hand when you want to convert something to Mexican. So taco seasoning. There's other seasonings like, garlic powder, onion powder, dried parsley, all of those things I have in my spice cabinet, which will take another field trip. And I'll show you my spices right there. And right there. So, so those are a lot of the spices. The other things that, like crushed tomatoes, again, if I don't have time to, let's say, make it from fresh tomatoes, pasta sauce from fresh tomatoes, this is a great one. It's also a good base for some gravies. So crushed tomatoes, I always have diced tomatoes on hand because we love salsa and we love making salsa from scratch also. So although my husband would prefer paste salsa because he's a weirdo, we like fresh salsa. So Dara, yes, I will definitely send my enchilada sauce recipe on the Warrior in the Kitchen site for sure. This is a basic salt, which I think everyone should have on hand. And I also keep on hand my Indian spices. So let's see, we're gonna move this down a little bit. Hi, Yagnish. And here are the Indian spices that I have on hand. So these are things you don't necessarily even need to go to the Indian store for. Again, there's paprika, turmeric, whole cumin seeds, chili, red hot chili pepper, ground up cumin. So these are all my go-tos for Indian cooking and a little bit of Mexican cooking as well. Also have, let's adjust this again, nutritional yeast. This is something that my dear friend Alexis introduced me to, and it's great to throw on popcorn or salads to make them a little bit cheesy if you're vegan. This is completely vegan, and in fact, 1 tablespoon has 5 grams of protein. I think that's pretty cool. And I mean, I actually throw this in when I make vegan pesto or when I make vegan cashew cheese as well. So really yummy stuff there. I think somebody mentioned vegetable stock. Yes, that's a great one to have on hand. I probably have about 4 or 5 boxes in the pantry as well, but vegetable broth, low sodium, that way you can control your sodium level. That's another great one to always have on hand. Here's one actually just when I went to, and this is not one that I actually have on hand all the time, but I just bought to try because I feel like I might like it. It's called harissa. Have any of you guys ever tried this harissa? I believe it is Mediterranean. It says hot chili pepper paste with herbs and spices. So what I'm hoping to do, because I feel like I've had harissa fries before. So I'm hoping to maybe make fries in the air fryer and then kind of top it with this. And it just seems like it would be pretty yummy. So we'll see. I'll let you know once I try that out. The sambal sauce is always a great one to have also to top on any dish, but you know, Asian, of course. And crushed red pepper. That's another one that is a staple in our house and gets used all the time. Other things are peanut butter or almond butter. Those are all great things that make it very, oh, Ruchi said it's Moroccan, harissa sauce. Moroccan, okay. Good to know, awesome. So those are all pretty much kind of the condiments and things like sauces and condiments that you're gonna use to make your dishes so tasty. Rena says she buys a harissa from Trader Joe's. It's fantastic, so I'm excited to use it. Let me know what you use it on. And then the last category that I have is kind of an exciting one to me because I feel like, yes, these are all great. They're gonna last probably 6 months to a year, if not more, some of these grains and things like that. But we still wanna be able to get fresh vegetables and fruit into our diet, even during this crazy time. And how do we do that? So I think initially that was my biggest concern is, oh my God, I'm still gonna have to go to the grocery store every couple of days to get some fresh veggies. But there is a long list of fruits and vegetables that last. I mean, there's a vegetable that I'll tell you about here. Where is it? That can last up to 2 months. Wow, that's awesome. Amita is asking where I get the nutritional yeast from. They have this at Fry's. They also have it at Sprouts. I believe you can get it at Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Amazon. Many places have nutritional yeast. So with these vegetables, did you know that an onion can last 1 to 2 months? I mean, I knew they lasted a long time, but I didn't know 1 to 2 months. Regular potatoes and sweet potatoes are amazing, 2 to 3 months. You just have to store them in a cool, dry place and they'll last. And, you know, sometimes we're like, oh, I'm avoiding carbs and I'm avoiding, you know, starch, whatnot. You know, the potato doesn't get enough credit. It does have good nutrition. So it's definitely something that you want to keep in mind as a go-to. Sweet potatoes, garlic, ginger. These are garlic and ginger. I mean, I think they use pretty much in every dish. And that's what brings out, like, I mean, the flavor and the smells of garlic. Yum. So definitely something. Sejal Bobby, you guessed it right. And I'm not sure. I think everyone can read your comments. But cabbage can last up to 2 months. Holy cow, 2 months. That's crazy. Now, we may need to acquire some tastes. You know, cabbage may not be your favorite vegetable to go to, but you can make it taste great with some of these different sauces and spices that we've talked about. So just kind of keep that in mind. Hey, Dara, you said your cousin from Philly just joined. Welcome to the Lapata, or Dara's last name family. Church to the Warrior in the Kitchen Facebook Live. Some of the others, cauliflower can last up to 2 weeks. You can make cauliflower rice in the freezer, and that might be another Facebook Live where I show you how to make cauliflower rice, but you can make it and freeze it, and that will last forever. You can make cauliflower florets into buffalo cauliflower bites, which tastes amazing. You can convert cauliflower, make like a shock out of it. Shock meaning it's an Indian, like you basically stir fry it with Indian spices. So 2 weeks. Bell peppers, 1 to 2 weeks that it'll last. Ruchi says she puts her potatoes and onions in the fridge when she's going on vacation. That's a great idea. You would probably, Nina asked, can you keep cabbage in their pantry or refrigerator? I would probably refrigerate it. I just feel like because it is technically a fresh vegetable, I've always put mine in the refrigerator, but I can definitely look that up and research it a little bit. Maybe you can put it in the pantry, but my first guess is probably the refrigerator. This bell pepper can last 1 to 2 weeks. You can get the orange, green, red kind. I love to make soups out of the red bell pepper, and it's almost like a creamy tomato basil soup, but it's made only with bell peppers and onions, and it's so healthy. So there's definitely ways to also get color into your diet. Thanks, Mom. My mom said very nice. Thank you. Cabbage, carrots, apples last a long time. Beets, winter squash lasts quite a long time. Celery is another great one. Oh, and I have a trick to show you about celery also, but celery is great because, again, another versatile. You can chop it up, throw it into your stir fry, or you can also saute it, blend it up with vegetable stock and make like good spicy celery soup out of it. But you can also cut your celery into, let's say, 3-inch or 2-inch chunks and spread some peanut butter on it, maybe throw some raisins on it, and make an ants on a log, which is a super nutritious and healthy snack. But let me show you another trick about celery. So we just used celery yesterday in a dish that we made. So basically you cut off the top, you see, and if you just wrap it in a wet napkin, because we all went and bought like all those napkins and toilet papers. So if you just wet it and wrap it and make sure this stays moist, in a few days you're going to start seeing new celery roots. My dad says this is very good too, so thank you, Daddy. So it'll start actually regrowing. So celery is a vegetable that will actually regrow. So you can either, if you have space somewhere, you can actually plant it, or if you just have counter space, then you can just sort of like leave it, make sure this paper stays moist, and you'll actually start seeing celery shoots, leaves growing first, and then it'll grow into shoots, which is really cool. Same thing with some herbs. So green onions. Green onions, in fact, if you just put them in a kind of a glass with water, I would say maybe every 2 days, you would just want to sort of dump the water and refresh it and clean the backs because they'll get a little slimy after a few days. And all you just do is whenever you're using them, you just keep chopping from the top. And eventually what you'll see, let me show you if I can, yep. See, this is a new shoot that sprouted by only doing what I'm doing here, which is keeping it in water. Here's another one. Can you see that? You can have green onions for life, really. So that's just another little trick. And the other one that I think is a good ingredient to have on hand is also tofu. Tofu has a ton of good protein, and it's great with, when you pair it with Asian. As long as it's sealed, that tofu will last a long time. Once you open it and you start using it, you probably want to use it within a couple of days, 2 to 3 days or so. Thank you, Bapuji. My grandfather says I'm doing a great job. Thank you. And then as far as the ingredients go, these guys are laughing at me because I'm saying hi to everybody, but I'm excited. So the other thing is that, and we'll also cover this maybe in a later session, which by the way reminds me, if you guys have any ideas for future sessions that you'd like to see, please feel free to comment. Because there are so many ideas here of how to use your different appliances, how do you use your Instant Pot, how do you cook with kids? Maybe you're looking to spend some time with the kids. Hi Shiv, thank you Sobnamasi. So, a lot of ways to get the word out, and that we can still be nutritious and be healthy, even though we're socially distancing ourselves, or we're not going to the grocery store all the time. There's so much we can do here. One other quick tip I want to give before we get on to, hi Kashmira, it's nice to see you, thanks for joining. Before we move on to our quinoa, what I wanted to show you is that you can also preserve herbs by freezing them. So basically what you would do is things like jalapenos, ginger, any of that stuff, you can actually, like jalapenos, I'll blend them and then I'll put them in an ice cube tray and I'll freeze them. Once they're frozen, I'll transfer them into another container or bag. And then when I'm ready to use it, I'll just take out a cube at a time. I even do that with lemon juice. Last year, at the end of citrus season, my brother and sister-in-law had come to visit us and brought me like a whole box full of lemon juice, or lemons, just whole fresh lemon from their tree. Just like about a month and a half ago, my father-in-law has this beautiful lemon tree, and he brought over bags and bags of lemon. And instead of all of this stuff going bad, why not prepare it to use at a later date? So when you freeze it, it's still going to maintain all of its nutrients. It's not going to go bad. And then you can just take it out, a cube at a time. So Ruchi says, it would be so great if you put a weekly schedule together. That would be awesome. Definitely. Let me show you. Hi, Miss Clayton. Hi, Susan. I'm going to give me a quick second. I'm going to go grab my frozen lemon juice from just a couple of months ago, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So these are my frozen lemon juice cubes. So I literally can take them out one at a time to use in things like, I use lemon juice in many things. I'm sure you guys do too, in guacamole, in salsas, in salad dressings, many things. Here are some jalapenos that I blended and froze into cubes. See? So I would just take it out one at a time. The other thing that you can also freeze, which we'll have to cover at length in another episode, is you can make sauces and gravies and freeze them into cubes so that, on weeknights when things get back to normal and the kids are back to school and activities and you're back to your office and you need something quick to make, you can literally come home, take out those frozen cubes of pre-prepared sauces, throw in your veggies or lentils or whatever you want, let it all simmer, and you have a meal ready in minutes versus hours. So with that said, I hope I didn't overwhelm you with all of my ingredients. I know that was a lot to process over a little bit of time. Definitely ask me any questions. I'm available on all the different social media platforms, and email is gita@warriorinthekitchen.com. I'll just type that in the comments, warriorinthekitchen.com. There we go. All right, thank you, Miss Slayton. You are awesome also. Okay, so let's get to our cooking portion. And I think I'm gonna just check. I posted a survey on Instagram, so let's just see what it looks like. Most people do want Asian. Are you guys okay with Asian? Hi, Bapuji. Hi, Shito. Okay, so let me do this. I am going to move over here. There we go. So, I think let's make Asian. I think we're gonna go, that's too bright. Let's do that. All right, I say let's make Asian. Are you guys all okay with that? Everybody give me a thumbs up if you're good with Asian. Hi Philly, hi Seattle. All right guys, so what I did was earlier today, just for kind of the sake of time, I did, oh, Shiv wants some Italian Parmesan. That will be the next session. I think we've decided on Asian now. So we're gonna go with Asian. Shiv, definitely I will show you how to make Italian. So I did cook the quinoa ahead of time in my Instant Pot. Basically, I took 1 cup of quinoa with 2 cups of rice, and I set my Instant Pot to multigrain for 12 minutes, which actually brings me to another point. How many of you guys, give me a thumbs up if you guys use, give me a thumbs up if you guys use the Instant Pot. Dara, I got 2 thumbs up. This is what I want. So I highly recommend this. I just started this. I have my recipe books. I have recipes from family and friends, my mom, you know, and I obviously like keep the recipes, but a lot of times I can't remember, did I put 1 cup of, Rena, I see you use your Instant Pot a lot. I can't always remember, well, did I put 2 cups of water? Why did my quinoa get mushy this time, but last time it didn't get mushy? Yeah, Susan, the Instant Pot does work really well. Maya, you like your Instant Pot. Dara, I see that. So basically what I started to do was keep a cooking journal, and it's just notes for myself. And I write in there things like, for example, when I make quinoa, I want to do 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups water. I do it on multigrain. I mean, sometimes I forget, did I naturally release it, or did I, manually release it? What did I do? Things like garbanzo beans. I know I do cook a lot, but I also cook on the fly. And so maybe that's what it is. And I just kind of need to keep myself a little journal. So it's just my little notes on how I do, some of these basic things that honestly, if somebody asks me, hey, wait, how much water did you put in that quinoa? I can just look here and tell them. So quinoa, basically I did 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups of water. I set it on multigrain for 12 minutes and I quick released it. And then I did open the lid as soon as the Instant Pot cooled down and the steam was released. And that just prevents the quinoa from getting super mushy, because in this case, you just don't want mushy quinoa. So let's get back to that. All right. And I think the light definitely helps. So, all right, we'll open that up. Okay, and that's our cooked quinoa. Okay, so you're right, Amita, it is great for college students. My daughter owns one. She has it at her college apartment, and she actually cooks in it as well. She just made pasta sauce in her Instant Pot. So I actually need to get the recipe for that because it smells delicious. Ruchi, you says you have an Instant Pot. Yes, that counts for sure. So for Asian quinoa, basically, there's 2 parts to this recipe. The one part is to cook your quinoa. This quinoa can be brown rice. It can be red quinoa. It can be white rice, whatever. This is going to be the base. So what I do is in this quinoa, I will drizzle it with sesame oil, and I will salt the quinoa. I'll throw salt on the quinoa at this time. The second part of the recipe will be to heat up some oil in a wok, and you're going to warm up or saute some garlic and crushed chili pepper. Then you're going to saute the veggies, and you will drizzle soy sauce on top. And then we'll combine the quinoa and the with the veggies. All right. So, hey, Kenrick, it's nice to see that you joined. All right. So let me show you while our, there we go. While our avocado oil is heating and the garlic and crushed peppers are being sauteed. So this is my avocado oil. We're going to take about 2 tablespoons. Going to throw the garlic in there. We like things spicy in this house. You do not have to include crushed chili peppers, but we love spicy. So, I mean, I probably put maybe a tablespoon. You could put more or less. You could put more or less of the garlic as well. Taruna, yes, this is a hex-clad wok, and I absolutely love it. I found it at a Costco cooking demonstration probably last year. And what I love about it is that it's got like these patterns right here, create really even heat distribution. And you can put metal on metal. It's not gonna hurt your ears with the noise, but you can definitely put metal on metal. And I really, really love this. So, all right. Okay, so since that's, now you can throw any veggies that you have on hand. I love broccoli, so I'm gonna throw some broccoli in there. We like mushrooms. I have some celery. Just gonna throw that, all of that in there and let that saute. But you, like I said, you can throw whatever veggies you want in there. You can throw, let's see, what else is there? There's bell peppers, there's zucchini. A lot of times I throw onions. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna saute this. So Facebook Live needs a feature where you can actually smell some of the garlic that's kind of oozing out of this. It smells so good, so good. Yes, Taruna, I did buy the entire set. The set came with this wok and 3 different frying pans, and I felt like I needed more, so I actually bought another set of saucepans. So it comes with a big 5-quart saucepan plus 2 smaller saucepans. I do absolutely love them. Hi, Rachna. Thanks for joining. So while my veggies are sauteing, I will combine our quinoa with sesame oil. I'm just going to drizzle some sesame oil on here, probably about a tablespoon or so of sesame oil, and a little bit of salt. So the other thing to mention about this dish is right now I will, once the veggies are sauteed, we'll throw some soy sauce in there, and then we'll throw the quinoa in there. But you could also add eggs to this. You could also chop up tofu and add tofu to this to give it an extra punch of protein. Oh, that's right, smell-o-vision. That's what we want, Dara. I mean, even the sesame oil, I love the nutty smell of the sesame oil. It's just amazing. So now you saute these veggies for as long as you like the consistency to be. So it's a little bit of a funny story last night. I'm going to take it off of there right now. So, you know, with all the kids home now, and Naya, my oldest daughter, who lives on campus, she makes this dish, you know, once in a while. She likes to saute her veggies and add the quinoa in. And apparently she loves mushy vegetables. So last night when we were having something similar. I actually made brown rice, quinoa, and veggies. I asked her to start dinner. I asked her to start sauteing the veggies, and she just makes them mushy, but she likes them that way. So fine, she's eating veggies. I don't like them as mushy. I like a little bit of crunch. So you guys, that's something that it's just really according to your taste. So the veggies look like they have cooked to the way I like them, maybe not the way my daughter likes them. Hi, Pragna, thanks for joining. So now I will just add a little bit of soy sauce just to cover all the veggies. You don't want to get it soggy. So, that smells so good. And now I'm just going to dump all of my quinoa into the veggies. Let's mix it. This would be a good time if you were adding eggs. So what we do when we add eggs is that my husband will actually cook the eggs on the side into like kind of like scrambled eggs. And once I'm ready with this step right here, he will have the eggs ready, and then we'll just throw them in here. So check that out. Quinoa and veggies. Hey, thanks for stopping by before your meeting. Thanks, Pragna. So, and there you go. It's really, I mean, I don't mean to say that it's so easy, but that it can be simple, right? So while you guys watch this sort of saute a little bit more and cook a little bit more, I'm going to go grab a plate so that I can plate this and taste it and share with you how it turned out. So give me 1 second. All righty, here we go. So, I want to grab all the broccoli. I love the broccoli. So let's see. Maybe we should have my husband taste it, because he doesn't really seem to want to be on camera. Come here. Me? Yeah, come on. Yes, come on. We know. All right, so here's our quinoa. Let's move this back over here. Right there. The lighting is so much better. There we go. Let me see there we go. Quinoa and veggies. And that's where the sambal sauce will come into play. We can always throw that in here. I'm just gonna try it, let's see. Go ahead. Come here, you guys can try it. I have the family here waiting to try. So good, so good.
Hello, all.
Oh, nice and spicy. There we go.
I think I get my own fork.
We're not sharing. There you go. So, there you go.
Very good.
So anyway, I do want to thank you guys for taking a little bit of time out of your day. This went a little bit more than I expected, but we're still within the hour, so great. I have a crushed pepper stuck in my throat. Don't forget to comment with any classes that you want to see in the future. Don't forget to like, share the video. Don't forget to follow me, and can't wait till the next time. Peace out. Bye.